Hi guys, welcome back to Jasmine Unfiltered. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video and I'm going to be doing more of a book review video. Once again, I did this over like a year and a half ago. This time I'm going to be talking about a whole bunch of self-development books. And want to hear my opinions on these books? Then keep on watching because I'm going to get straight into it. The first book I'm going to speak about is a book that I feel like a lot of you guys would know if you like self-development books. So this one is called Atomic Habits. Now, Atomic Habits has a lot of mixed reviews on it and I feel like there are things in here that I did connect to and there are things in here that I didn't so much connect to. Atomic Habits by James Clear is basically a book that talks about creating habits in your everyday life and becoming a better version of you, talking about how small tiny changes in your everyday life can affect your life as a whole and have massive results. Because this is one of the first self-development books that my sister actually got me onto. I tried reading Rich Dad Poor Dad and I didn't even get through it at all, and I think that's because I don't really like self-development books that are super biography. I don't like hearing too much about people's personal stories. I like to hear about the habits. I like to hear about the self-development and the self-care and the self-love that I can do for myself, and more so like the advice, I guess you could say. It was a pretty good first self-development book. However, there are a lot of mixed opinions about this book and I can see why. However, I do think it's a very well written self-development book. I'm also really big on, if I don't like the cover, I'm not gonna read it. I really like this cover. It's like reflective. One of the next ones that I read that was more of a biography, but I actually did really like this one, even though it took me forever to read this book, was Awaken the Giant Within. This one is basically taking control of your mental health, your emotional health, your physical and financial destiny, basically everything. Like, it covers all the emotions and all the 5 main criterias of life. I actually liked Anthony Robbins and I liked the way he wrote things. However, it is really small writing. It took me forever to get through. I listened to this guy when he said to do like certain exercises throughout the book and like writing certain things down. I think this might have been the one where it was like changing the way that you say certain things. But I did really like it and I did see a change in myself after I read it and after I did the exercises, even though usually when I read books that are self-development and they ask you to do something and like go write it down on a piece of paper or journal it, I don't do it. I almost like a biography that I did like. So I definitely do recommend this one. Yes, it's a lot to get through, but this one had a lot of information that I took out of it. I would give this one probably around the same rating as Atomic Habits, probably a 3.5 stars out of 5 stars. It was pretty good. The next one is from an author that I have fallen in love with and I absolutely love. Now I have like 5 books from her just because of this book, but we'll get into that one in a second because that is probably one of my favorite self-development books I've read to date. But this one is called The Mountain Is You. I'm sure you guys have heard all the rave. This is basically transforming yourself in the sense of self-sabotage. So if you're someone who's a massive people pleaser and you self-sabotage everything in your life, this is the book for you. This is honestly such a good book when it comes to like mastering self-sabotage. It's something that I really would love to reread again. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars, so I obviously really liked it. It's more, here's all the advice in the book, take it with a grain of salt and like work it into your life however you can. Little gentle reminders that you really need to hear. And it talks about like intrusive thoughts and like what's real and what's not. If you feel like you self-sabotage or you're a chronic people pleaser like myself, this is the book for you. It is so good. The next book is my favorite book from this whole entire video and probably one of the best books that I've ever read. 101 essays that will change the way you think. Constantly just want to pick it up and reread it again. I've got like little tabs in here too of my favorite essays, but basically what it is it's a book combined with a whole bunch of little essays and they're all titled different things. They cover relationships, they cover self-sabotage, they cover self-care, they cover so many things, friendships, grief, as well is another big one that's in here. You feel heard and you feel seen by this book. I love how simplistic the cover is. Read this book when I was off social medias for a whole entire month. I basically deleted all social medias in the month of November last year, which you can watch because it is on my channel. I was reading this book in that month and it really, really helped me. We have an essay that is called How the People We Once Loved Become Strangers Again. We have another one called Uncomfortable Feelings That Actually Indicate You Are on the Right Path. Signs Your Mental Breakdown is Actually an Emotional Breakthrough. If you're gonna take any book from this video, take this one. 5 out of 5 stars. Can't fault it. The second last book I'm going to talk about is one that I just finished reading recently, and it's called Good Vibes, Good Life. But this is basically how self-love is the greatest tool of them all that helped me learn how vibrations can really affect your everyday life and affect how you view things. It can affect your emotions for the day. He does talk a little bit, I think, about his own life a little bit, but it's not overbearing to the point where it's too much. I literally just finished this one the other day. Why has nobody told me this before? But it is the little deluxe version. So this is the updated new edition of it. Love, again, the colors of this book. It's from a therapist point of view as well, female therapist. Her name's Julie Smith. She talks about the ups and downs of everyday life and basically how to try and control your emotions. And this one has all the tools in it. If you're someone who likes doing like journal prompts and like really testing yourself and really getting yourself to think, and you want to do the self-development in the sense of like writing everything down, this is a really good book for you because she gives you so many tools that a therapist would give you. Basically breaks everything down so you can see yourself a lot clearer and kind of see a stripped version of yourself. This book took me so long to get through. When I say so long, I mean this book took me probably like a month to read. And usually books do not take me that long to read. I think it was because I was super busy in life, but also I wasn't feeling as connected. And it's so good. And then it was like, and then it went to another chapter and I was like, oh, no, I'm not feeling it. But she does split them up into different chapters. Contents page, you've got a motivation toolkit, you've got emotional pain, grief, self-doubt, fear, stress, anxiety, you know, the meaning of life, and an action plan. And the action plan at the end, a lot of like tools. They're like little writing prompts and stuff to help you. There were certain parts of the book where I was like, oh, I really like this. She's got me hooked. And then there was other parts where I was like, I'm gonna put the book down now because I'm bored. Whereas these two and probably The Mountain Is You had me continuously hooked. I wouldn't like have to put them down. I feel like with self-development books, it is really hard to continuously read them unless you're in the right mindset. Even if I was in a bad mindset, I could still read them. Whereas things like this, it's like I had to be a little bit more switched on. 3.5 out of 5 star rating because this one was pretty good. Before I end this video, I want to mention 3 other books that I just got in the mail the other day. One is called The Pivot Year. Again, this is from Brianna. She's the one that wrote 101 essays that will change the way you think, and The Mountain Is You. 365 days to become the person you truly want to be. There's another book called A Gentle Reminder that I've been seeing absolutely everywhere. It's a bit more like poetry. One of my family friends read this one and she said that it was really, really good. So I'm excited for this one as well because it's going to remind me of 101 essays. Final book is called Alonement and How to Be Alone and Absolutely Own It. This is definitely one that you need if you've just gotten into a relationship or you're finding it difficult to be alone after a breakup. I feel like self-development is definitely something that I am deep diving into. So if you guys have any other recommendations that you want to leave down in the comments below for me, please do, because I am more than open to them. That is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, don't forget to like and subscribe down to my channel. That helps out so much. I don't usually do these kind of videos, but either way, I hope you enjoy it and I hope to see you guys with another one very, very shortly. As well, don't forget to do me a favor and make someone smile today. Stay positive. Bye. I go by my anthem, turn it up and throw attention. Fuck.